Okay, some additional options may pop up like secondary cup or other things, depending on what you're selecting. There also notice we have the blades. And blades is interesting thing because that is same option if we expand that to help us to create leaves, palm leaves, or some other interesting plants. So for example, if we include blades, you can see from both sides we're creating extending. So with these things we can create a kind of almost leaves. Number of the blades, currently we have it one blade. If we, for example, put it 2 blades, you'll notice at this we have a 2 of them create on the sides. So currently they're symmetrical. We could modify this symmetrical a little bit later, but for now just let's leave it like 2 so we can control, but overall by default will be 2. Notice we also have it random, so we can randomization, and we can relate it to our parent if we have it on the height of the parent. So for example, if we going higher on a tree, for example, we can have it relations and make them less or more, depend how we want it. And we'll look at this in a second. So for example, we can have it 6 blades on things on a branch with lower, and as we're going higher, we can set less, and less blades will happen. Okay, next we have it beginning, start, and end. So for example, let's go to move a little bit, and you can see as we moving, it is cutting top as well, or bottom, sorry, and we can go from the top. So we can modify where is area this is appear. Same, we can go directly work with the graphs if it's connected to the parent. We have it spread. Currently it's a 360. So let's see what's happening if we decrease. Notice right here they kind of shrink. So now we have it only 200 degrees, and we can actually going even more, bring them. So in this case, if we created more blades, for example 6, you'll notice they all spread in this area. So in this case, the spread is tell us how much we're covering. Okay, we'll go back to 360. As well, this is related to its own height and other things. Let's go just as example. We'll go right there. We'll take and kind of decreasing maybe. Okay, and we'll do pop-up start. And okay, oops, actually start go right there. So in this case, you can see how with the graphs and 360 we're manipulating. So on the bottom, right here on the start, will be 360, and it's going down to almost 0.2 on the top, so it's become flat. Okay, let me select trunk again. So this way we can specify. In some cases, you maybe want to create, when you do with flowers or other effect, you can have a distribution, but again, this is based on the height of the object. Okay, next, blade width. So let's go back to our just 2 blades for now. And if we increase blades width, you can see how they're extended. So in this case, if I want to create leaf, I can easily just set 3, for example. It will be create wide for me. Okay. You also style is symmetrical, full width, or a single. This is help you to create a leaf or flower or other things. So we'll go back to symmetrical right now, because we'll go from different size. Okay, and next we have it from axis or from surface. So this is depend how you want to put it. If you have it too much displacement maybe going on the middle part, and some areas you're not sure the shape maybe change, you want to enable from the axis. So in this case, it will push them a little bit inside, but imagine right here you have a center line, it's where going from. It's a little bit more safe sometimes to do this way. However, you kind of pushing inside your object, so beware of this. Otherwise, you can do from the surface, which is still okay, but I found out in few very rare cases, if I have a displacement houses applied to mine, the stem or trunk, whatever you call this, in the middle, you will have some openings pop up, and it does not look as good. Okay, so let's look on a session right here. Look what's happening when I modified. It is, okay, let's probably look better from the top. It is changed a little bit shape-wise. So we can go and we actually can create like a bending leaf. Okay, and we want probably for this one, so we want to create smoother. Okay, kind of leaf. Let's take this one. We'll delete this point and this point. Select our point here. Just overall, you can see how we can, right there, right there. Okay, we created very interesting, nice looking shapes. Again, notice what is happening at this point, and that's actually a very good example because we're using symmetrical. So if we're using single, this way we apply just to those leaves. Again, this is the cut-off section going right there. We also have it properly for profiles. We'll skip one thing there. And you notice for the profile, this is we'll start cutting areas around. So if I want to create leaf, I can same go right there. Bring this all the way down, maybe. Okay, and let me select round one. So create almost like a leaf pattern. Okay, I want this one just reset for now. We can preview. And as well, right here, top and bottom, we probably want just cut a little bit. Start and end. If you don't want cut, you always can go and says after size. And after size will work very well for that. But I'll just give you example. Okay, actually, let me disable after size for now. But right here, you can see kind of very, very rough, but you're getting idea of the leaves. And it's what we're going to use. When you use leaves, you will see the blades is enabled and it's creating. So you're still working with same segments. Okay, we have section height. This applied to our height of all section that we created right here, for example, because how it's going. Okay, let me maybe just slightly modify so we can preview on a side. Okay, and you can see how it's influenced. We can go very crazy, 5, and you can see how much this section is now applied. Except if you have it, again, when you have it very high numbers, kind of going for specific element, but right here we start breaking with polygons normals. So if you do like it, you probably want to go back to the mesh and increase resolution for this area specifically. Otherwise, we'll start breaking on those polygons. Okay, let's go to reset this filter. Okay, this is our leaf. We'll go reset this as well. Okay, and maybe take down around here. Okay, next we have it also pinching. And pinching is defined profile behavior with a section actually. So for example, you see it's easy if we create additional branch, we probably can preview a little bit better. Right now we don't see that effect because it is kind of stuck to the trunk. We will use this one when we start creating on a branch, so we'll come back to pitching so you can absorb this. The next one is Next, it is follow the axis. Same things we don't see at this point, but if it disable the blade construction is whatever build, it will based on a branch main axis instead of real branch axis. So it is you probably want enable, but maybe in some cases, if you want kind of floating things around, you maybe want to disable. They also have a radial subdivision, and this is defined the number of the radial subdivision for the blade only. It's in case if you're using manual, again, it's disabled as the meshing right now because we're in after. So if you're going manual, that will be enabled. And like, for example, some of those areas where you remember was breaking down, you can increase some subdivisions to have it more polygons and avoid some of those breaking elements.